Hi, and welcome to my next video blog. Now, before I start talking about a specific topic, I want to talk about what went on at school today. First off, me and my friend in drama class did our play today. In fact, a few of us did. 3 of the short plays were done, including ours, and they went really well. It was actually hard not to laugh during ours, but I think it turned out pretty good. The others liked it. Yeah, I can't wait to see the other ones. Yeah, the other 2 were hilarious, and I think there's 2 more tomorrow, so I have that to look forward to seeing. Okay, now I thought I'd start off after that by talking about something that I've been good at for as long as I can remember: drawing. Um, if you want to know how I got interested in drawing, I think it started when I was 6. I tried to draw Mickey Mouse over and over and over and over and over again, and I just loved it. And I started watching other Disney movies, and I tried drawing some of the characters, and it just went on. It's like a big lifelong hobby. Now, there are obviously too many drawings to show during this video blog, so I thought I'd show you some of my newest ones, which are sketches from the Dare Strix Arcanus trilogy. Now, my first 2 that I want to show you are a couple of swords. See it? Okay. Obviously, the sword is called Noose, and it's a silver sword that belongs to the character named Gwyna. I'm not going to give like a lot of spoilers, but this sword is it's found on an abandoned rubble-covered beach that used to be a battleground. Yeah, there's a lot of that kind of stuff in the books. So if I get them published, you should read them. Alright, now the main character's sword is this, Golinth. Yes, that's what the runes say. And it's the sword of the main character, Tajrin. And as you can see, it's gold, it has a leather grip, and there's a little ruby on each end of the crosspiece. There's one at the bottom of the handle too. But I made this close-up drawing to get a better view of the runes. Alright, now I have a few character sketches I want to show you. This is Tajrin. See, he's got the sword tied to his waist, he has his staff, and as you can see, he's got very short hair, because it was burned off and it's just starting to grow back. And if you look closely, you can see the top of his staff is kind of gnarled. Sort of like it twists this way and that until it goes to the top with that ruby. And his signature look, I guess, is this cloak that he has on all the time. Because once in the beginning of the book, he sneaks into a bar disguised as some kind of tough guy, and no one knows it's him because he has his hood up. Yeah, he's pretty courageous, and he's not afraid to take risks. He lives by himself in the beginning of the book because his father died in the war a few years ago. So he's made his own way, and he's able to make his own decisions. Yeah, so like I said, he's pretty brave for a 13-year-old. And obviously, the story takes him on this really big journey, along with his friend, Gwyna. Alright, now this is one of my favorite characters to have written about in the trilogy, an imp named Slalom. It was kind of hard to figure out how exactly to make him look, but actually the inspiration for Slalom came from a couple of different things. Like, I had this dream once where I saw these 2 hobos in a cave. They only wore shorts, they had really filthy long beards, their eyes weren't set right, and they kept telling jokes that didn't make any sense at all, but despite the not making sense, they just laughed crazy anyways. And when I first put him in the first book, I actually pictured him in my head like Gollum from Lord of the Rings, because that sort of physical appearance was one thing I liked. Like, he was really skinny, pointed ears, kind of filthy. but I added a beard and made him shorter. So just about no one recognized him. And obviously he doesn't have that Andy Serkis voice. But yeah. But Slalom isn't like Gollum at all. He's a really good guy. In fact, at one point it turns out if it weren't for him, this big quest wouldn't be possible. But I'm not gonna tell you anything else. You have to read the book to find out. Oh, and this is how Slalom looks in the second book. See, obviously he's clean and he's got clothes. And this dagger is something that Tajrin picks out for him. See, they end up going into this big vault where there's a bunch of armor and swords and daggers. And Tajrin picks out a dagger for Slalom. And obviously Slalom is really short. So obviously he has to use a dagger. If he uses even a short sword or something, he would just drop it. Because it'd be too big. And the trench coat is made from red dragon leather. It comes in handy a few times. Alright. Now this is probably one of my most complex characters I've ever written about. This guy, his name's Malorn. The first time he shows up in the second book is when he's almost killed. He's riding a black dragon and he goes out of control, crashes, and he has a heart attack. But Tajrin and his friends, they save him. They save his life and bring him to an infirmary. And if you can't tell, that's supposed to look like chainmail. And he carries a wand, a sword, and hidden under his cloak there's a little dagger. Yeah. And I didn't want to color in his hair and his beard because otherwise it won't look very much like hair. I made him the really sort of pleasant, friendly guy. In fact, in one chapter of the book, it mentions that he has a longbow and can get a bullseye easily with it. Yeah, I definitely want to make Malorn a really cool character. And the drawing these pictures and all, it takes practice. Like, it just takes a few tries to get them right, but it's really cool. It's really fun. In fact, that's actually how I come up with the characters for my books, so that I get them just right. I draw them. I picture them in my head, take out a piece of paper and pencil, and just draw them there. Then they make more sense, and I can picture them easier. Yeah, some authors might take notes or something, but I just draw them. I find it's more fun, and I can picture them easier that way, like I just said. But, yeah. Yeah, it's really fun. And the details just take a few tries. Like how to get the head shaped right, and how to draw the hair so that it looks good. And how to actually make a character look like a kid or an adult. If you're good at drawing, then it should be easy, but if not, it takes a little while. But overall, it's really cool. And one thing that I like the best is that on a blank white piece of paper, there's like infinite possibilities of what you could draw on it. And that's actually another reason why I love drawing so much, is that no one can actually tell me what to do with it. Yeah. I actually didn't realize that until after I took a drawing class in 9th grade. And let me tell you. Yeah, no offense to those of you at OJR who like taking drawing 1, but I did not like it at all. Yeah, it turns out I do not like being told what to draw at all. Like, that's where I crossed the line. But I got through it, and yeah. The only good thing about taking that drawing class was being able to go to the Philadelphia Zoo, which I enjoyed. But that was only once. But the cool thing is we didn't actually need adult supervision when we split up into groups. In fact, we didn't even need to split up into groups. We could each just go wandering around one at a time. But I just stayed with a friend. I think I drew a turtle, a croc, a snake, a tiger, a lion. I don't think I mm, I think that might be all the creatures I drew there, but yeah, that field trip was definitely memorable. I remember agreeing to meet up with my friend at the reptile house because I wanted to run to a vending machine and get a pack of sour Skittles, and it was raining. Yeah, I'm just running as fast as I can to this picnic area with long wooden tables. I just go to a vending machine, get some sour Skittles, put it in my pocket, and I'm just running like crazy back to the reptile house. And I'm looking for my friend Phil, and I went back and forth in the reptile house like 3 times, but turns out I had run like right past him when I came in. When I found him, he was drawing a tortoise, and I thought it was pretty cool. And plus, the good thing with tortoises is they'll stay still because they can't move all that fast. In fact, not very many animals I see in the zoo move very much, which is kind of unfortunate for some people, but for some of the animals, it's kind of old seeing people stare at them all day, and they get kind of tired by entertaining them. Yeah. But that was really cool. I mean, despite the rain, I liked it, being able to draw, and I brought my own sketch pad, so that was kind of, that was something cool to do. I think that's the only field trip I ever took in high school. So, drawing, really cool. And, I've used drawing for a bunch of things over the years, as a bunch of people have, like designing some of the things I've made, like my weapons, character designs. In fact, I've even drawn scenes from some of my books. And a bunch of times I draw pictures from things like Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings. Oh, I forgot to show this picture that I drew today. I had some free time, and I drew this picture from the Lord of the Rings. It's one of my favorite scenes from The Return of the King. Well, I mean, in the books, in the book trilogy, it's from the Two Towers, but in the film, it's from the third one. Yeah, I just love this scene. The character Samwise the Brave, he automatically comes out and fights this big spider in order to save his best friend. The kind of things that this character, Samwise Gamgee, does in the trilogy, I find very, admirable. Yeah, like, he's one of my favorite movie characters. And, I'm not trying to offend Harry Potter fans. I am seriously a fan, but, yeah, I still like Lord of the Rings just as much. So, don't freak out on me. And if my sister happens to be watching this, don't you freak out on me either. And, there's a couple of other pictures I have here. Oh, this one's from the second Dare Strix Arcanus book, too. It's the one where Malorn comes out. Yeah, so there's this really big conflict between him and his twin brother. And I'm not gonna say anything for those of you who I haven't already given a draft to. And I bet some people have heard of the show on TNT, Supernatural. Yeah, for some reason, this is one of my favorite few-second scenes. It's at the end of the first episode. For those of you who don't know what it is, it's a show about these two brothers who go out and hunt monsters all over the country. Uh-oh, looks like I'm running out of time here. I can only have 15 minutes on a video at a time. But I can show you 2 more pictures really quick. This is the main character in the Ranger's Apprentice series, Will Treaty. See, he's got a nice recurved longbow, and I drew the silver oak leaf and his cloak and made his clothes dark enough so he'll blend in. And one more picture. One more. This is Gandalf, Lord of the Rings. This is my favorite scene in the first film, so I thought this would make a nice picture. You shall not pass. It's one of my favorites, definitely. See, I've got his sword and his staff, and the beard detail was really tricky to draw. Okay, well, that's about all the time I have. I'll see you later then.